20-year-old Mares undefeated. Both fighters little trouble making the 118-pound weight limit. They rehydrated Mares to 120 pounds and Marchiano to 120 as well. Time for the rules with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Abner Mares Damian Marchiano fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules that you see in your screen. Bob, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Bob.
We await the arrival of the two combatants to the ring. Damian Marchiano is 27 years of age. He's 14-2-1 with 5 knockouts. Larry, this is the first time he's fighting in the United States. This is the first time he's fighting out of his native land of Argentina.
Argentina has probably the best fight program in South America. We've seen a few fighters come out of there who have never been out of there before and produce very good results.
This is the biggest payday of his career. He said about his trip to Atlantic City and his first time in the U.S. He's been here 1 week, and he told us a very pretty city. Damian Marchiano makes his ring entrance. Last fought on February the 17th in Argentina. Came up with a 10-round decision against Diego Hernandez. He has been knocked out once in his career. And he awaits his opponent in this 12-round bantamweight showdown. Marchiano, very loose. Emily, a year and a half old, and Abner Mares ready to take center stage tonight. Now time for the formal introductions with our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the spectacular Borgata Hotel, Casino and Spa here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA, where tonight Golden Boy Promotions is proud to present HBO's Boxing After Dark, an evening of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. All bouts sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. At ringside for this first contest, the 3 judges scoring will be Robert Grasso, George Hill, and Anthony Perez. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Sparkle Lee. And now, on the line, the NABO title, 12 rounds of boxing. This is in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trimmed with silver, official weight 116 pounds. Professional record, 14 victories, including 5 knockouts, with 2 defeats, 1 bout even. From San Nicolas, Argentina, the challenger, Damian Marchiano. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing green, official weight 118 pounds. A perfect professional record consisting of 14 bouts, 14 victories, including 9 knockouts. Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Mexico, the undefeated NABO Bantamweight Champion, Abner Mares.
Come on, box. Let's get everybody else out of here. Okay, gentlemen, it's a 12-round NABO championship bout. Act like professionals. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
A subtext of this evening's show is that Golden Boy has made an impact on the sport with its veteran fighters, De La Hoya, Barrera, Hopkins, Mosley. Now they have to start developing some young fighters. Mares is considered their best prospect.
He's been called a huge diamond, Larry, that needs to be polished very carefully.
Yeah, call that by Beristain, the famous Mexican trainer who trained the great Marquez brothers, 2 champions. He was brought in about 3 fights ago to do the polishing.
Mares originally campaigned at 122 pounds, but he had gotten sick and had his appendix removed. His weight came down, and he says no problem making 118 pounds. He feels comfortable. Mares in the green, Marchiano from Argentina in the blue and white.
Must have been an awfully big
Appendix.
appendix for him to come down a full division.
Marquez throwing some good shots, starting out with some great punches. You can see his amateur background. He's very relaxed in there. He seems like he's been in the business for a while.
Well, and you could also see the influence of Beristain, who has taught his Mexican fighters to be boxer punchers and not just brawlers, as many Mexican fighters were perceived to be in the past.
Nacho told us Mares is very dedicated and very disciplined when he goes about his work. Good combination by Mares, finishing to the body. Marchiano blocks most of that. Mares trying to hook to the body. Caught a piece of the elbow of Marchiano. Got the hand speed of Mares, Lennox.
Yeah, Mares has good hand speed, very decent punching power. He almost seems to me like a counter puncher. He's waiting for that perfect shot. But that shows good poise on his part.
Marchiano bears a little bit of a resemblance to Wayne McCullough, who was at his best at this weight class.
Yeah, with the haircut and sort of the way he holds himself. Right hand from Mares. Got a right hand to the chin as well. Shoots a right hand to the ear. Beating Marchiano to the punch.
Marchiano's face already reddened from this barrage of clean punching from Mares.
Marchiano was stopped once in his career. Back in 2006, stopped in the first round.
Marchiano looks like he's really there to be hit. He's got his face in front of his hand sometimes.
Good first round for Abner Mares.
Okay.
You okay? Perfect.
Te vas a pegar en un ojo.
Dime este ojo.
Tus brazos.
Go, work it. Work him. Come on. Work him.
And here we're going to see a good right hand by Mares over the top. Straight, right on the chin.
Now you mentioned, Lennox, that you get the sense that he's a bit of a counterpuncher. We saw it right there.
Yes, he threw that overhand right. He waited for it and threw it. Very accurate puncher.
Round number 2 underway for Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano, scheduled for 12. The 21-year-old Mares, 14-0, 9 knockouts, represented Mexico in the 2004 Olympic Games, had 115 wins as an amateur.
it appears at this early stage that the only thing that's going to matter if the fight keeps going on like this is the distance, because Mares has never gone more than 8 rounds. But he looks like a very settled, professional young fighter.
He looks like he's ready to go 12 rounds. He's not overexerting himself. He's waiting for that right punch. Doesn't waste shots. He's aware of where he is in the ring.
Marchiano has been past 8 6 times. Big round 1 for Mares via CompuBox as he landed 44 of 107, 30 of them power shots. Didn't seem like a reckless punch number. You know, a lot of times when a guy goes over 100, it's just a lot of meaningless, but it looked like they were well-placed 107 punches.
Yeah, well, you know, doesn't like to waste shots. He's an accurate puncher, and, you know, the fact that he's got an amateur, an existing amateur record behind him, this is good. That means he's been through a lot of rounds, so he knows, he's seen a lot of stuff that he's seen before, and he's prepared for them.
Of the 9 knockouts that, oh, right hand by Marchiano, and then he goes with the left hand to the body.
Well, Marchiano has taken Mares' punches so well that he feels free to just really wind up and throw them from the boardwalk.
Well, that's dangerous because Abner throws straight punches, and he, you know, I've always said straighter punches will get to you a lot quicker than the wild ones. Some punches that other boxers throw, like Marco, he throws some wild punches. Sometimes guys can't see them. They're only used to the straight punches, and they get hit by those punches. You're wondering, how do they get hit by those wide punches? But they're just not used to seeing them, and they think they got it blocked, but they don't.
But it sure looks like Marchiano has developed a lot more confidence here in round number 2. Blood on the mouth of Mares.
Let him go, let him go.
I think that's coming from his nose.
Final seconds of the second round. A better round for Damian Marchiano as he eats a combination at the bell. Tomorrow night, tune in for the premiere of our special 4-episode series, Mayweather-Hatton 24/7. We'll take our cameras to Las Vegas and Manchester, England, for a revealing look at both Floyd Mayweather and Ricky Hatton as they prepare for their upcoming super fight. Then on December the 8th, HBO pay-per-view brings you the live fight between Mayweather and Hatton with the welterweight championship of the world at stake. 24/7 debuts tomorrow night.
No te hace nada, pero él te lleva a propósito ahí.
A little shift in round number 2, Lennox, as Marchiano landed some good power shots. He had Mares backing up a little bit in the second round.
If you notice, right when the bell rang, he caught him with a right hand. Mares caught him with the right hand, and Marchiano just was wobbling a little bit while he was walking back to his corner.
It's interesting because around that he appeared to have won, he got hurt.
Yeah, blood now coming from the nose of Mares, pretty good. Or bad if you're Mares.
Nacho Barris then will handle the cuts as well in the corner of Mares. So, Lennox, how does Mares sort of regain control of the fight?
Well, he's doing the right thing. He's still poised, but I think he needs to turn on some more attack.
You know, there's an amazing counterpoint going on. These two guys are really hitting each other with some beautiful shots, particularly Mares, of course. But the third person in the ring is one of the few women referees on the elite level of the sport. Her name is Squawka Lee, and she moves like a dancer. And she's very, very strong.
She's going to ref numerous fights. She does a very good job.
Larry, what do you mean by strong?
Well, I mean, she's strong in knowing what she wants to do. She doesn't overuse her role, but she'll come in and make a statement when it needs to be made.
Assertive.
Thank you.
Max, what about for Mares dealing with this blood? It's early in the fight. It's scheduled for 12. How does that affect you?
You know, going down the line later on, if they don't have that blood under control, that's going to affect his breathing. Seems like one of those freak shots that hits you in that right place, starts your nose bleeding, but let's hope he can contend with it. And it is flowing quite bad in there. So hopefully his corner will get that sorted out. Abner's laying back a bit too much. I feel he needs to still stay on that jab. That jab's gone to sleep, but that was really being effective for him. He needs to slow down Marco a little bit. So when Marco sees all this blood, this is just giving him energy to come forward, because boxers love to see blood. And when they see blood, they feel that they have their opponent hurt.
Short right hand by Mares as Marchiano wails way over the top. Marchiano lands a right hand.
They call Marchiano a little machine, Marquinista, and he is.
He throws a lot of punches per round. Threw 68 of them in the last round.
There you see Larry Hazard, a former well-known referee who became the commissioner in New Jersey for over 20 years. Earlier this week, he was deposed as the commissioner.
Upper derecho, gancho izquierdo.
Uppercut with the right and then the left.
Sí.
Nacho Barristan working on that cut. Marchiano, good round number 2. He's gotten a bit more aggressive as we begin round number 4. Let's check in with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman. Harold, how do you have it?
Okay, Bob. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28, Abner Mares. Bob, I'll show you something very, very interesting. Abner Mares does very, very well when his fight is in the middle of the ring. Watch this. Jab, 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 right hand. I mean, really, he's beating the guy up. The minute he puts his back up on the ropes, okay, he's virtually stationary, and Damian Marchiano nails him. I mean, he's hit him with some tremendous right hands in round 2 when Mares faded back into the ropes. Abner Mares really should keep this fight in the middle of the ring. 2-1, Abner Mares.
I have it 3-love.
You didn't like Marchiano in round 2, huh, Larry?
I liked him, but I didn't think he won the round.
All right, just to finish up the Larry Hazard, I mean, 22 years as a commissioner is unprecedented as far as being able to survive that long.
Because it's a political appointee job. He stayed through 6 different government administrations, Republican and Democrat, somehow was able to retain his power. But a political decision was made to step him down. We know him most because he instituted the uniform rules of boxing. He helped to get that made. He put in instant replay if it's necessary on a foul. Hasn't been used yet. He was very proactive when fighters were hurt, imposing himself on a fight to stop it. And his firing really was a sudden surprise.
He also tried to modify the scoring with 1 score. It didn't necessarily work, but he tried. Well, Marchiano continues the bull rushing of Mares. He's trying to counter off it.
And, you know, I noticed Marchiano, he's coming forward, but when he comes forward and he's throwing punches, he's straight in front of you. If Abner just takes 1 step backwards and throw that right hand, he's open for it. it's going to catch him straight in the center because you can't miss him. Marchiano's straight in front of your face. He's not moving.
Let him go.
It's a little square, too, at times, isn't he?
Very square.
Wait, don't punch, don't punch.
You know, if you get hit like that, you're going to go straight on your butt.
You know, even a machine, if you hit it often enough, is going to break down.
Closing seconds of the fourth. This bout scheduled for 12. Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano. Still to come in our main event. 31-year-old Johan Guzman working with Floyd Mayweather Sr. They've been together since May. He's fighting in our main event. Puts his 130-pound title on the line for the second time. Feels that Floyd Sr. has brought more to his game. He's changed trainers on numerous occasions in his career. He's fighting in our main event. His title goes on the line against Humberto Soto. That's coming up in our main event here on HBO's Boxing After Dark.
When you're getting close, you go to that body, hit him double shot with the body, huh? Lule. La otra todavía está abajo.
At the beautiful Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Atlantic City. Hope you're enjoying HBO's Boxing After Dark. Bob Papa, Lennox Lewis, Larry Merchant ringside. Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano in a scheduled 12-rounder. Mares 14-0 with 9 knockouts. He's 21 years of age. Marchiano fighting for the first time in his career outside of Argentina. 14-2-1 with 5 knockouts. He is 27. Lennox, you mentioned that Mares could do some things to make it a little bit easier. Explain for our viewers exactly what he can possibly do right here with Marchiano squarely in front of him. There's a counter right.
Every one of his combinations should end off and throw a right hand. He's doing the right thing. He's throwing good combinations, a lot of punches, and most of the punches that he throws in those combinations, half of them or even 90% of them are hitting him. So that's the right thing to do, is to throw the combination with the accent on the last punch. He's got a sweet right hand and he needs to throw it a lot more.
Is it fair to say that Mares is not a really big puncher, just a sharp puncher, or does Marchiano just have an iron chin?
I would say Marchiano has a great chin. The style of fighting that he fights, he comes forward. So guys that come forward like that are always tough to the head. His body needs to be tested out.
Mares uses the jab effectively there.
Most guys that are tough to the body usually weak to the head, and vice versa.
Don't punch, come on. Don't punch him there.
See where Abner Mares needs to do again, when you have a guy coming at you, just take a step back and he's gonna come forward, and that's when you come back with your right hand.
Let him go, come on, guys.
None of those punches landing by Marchiano.
Watch your head. Come on, guys. Come on. Let him go.
Marchiano has a weird style. I mean, look at him. He's coming straight at you. He's square at you. He's tough. He'll take 2 shots to give 2 shots.
More blood from the nose of Mares. Few punches after the bell to end round number 5.
How are you? Good, good.
No.
Come on, relax. Relax. That's it. That's it. Relax, Damian. Blow, blow, blow. You're not bleeding.
Ya empezó a resentir el rigor de ese castigo ahí.
Sube tu mano.
Come on, bring your hands up.
Sube tu mano derecha.
Then now you see Mares throws a good combination, coming with that left hook, still throwing the combination, ending off with that right hand.
According to the CompuBox numbers in that last round, Mares landed 46 of 95, 48%. How about this? You mentioned that Marchiano is there to be hit. CompuBox had Mares connecting on 34 of 47 power shots. That's 72%.
Yep.
He's there to be hit.
He's there to be hit. He also has, I don't know if he's got a big mouthpiece or what, because his mouth is open even when he's throwing the combination. Now, you don't want to get hit while your mouth is open. That's even more dangerous.
Despite the shots that Marchiano's been hit with and the amount of punches, he doesn't seem to have slowed at all. Still bouncing right in there.
Something hurt him right there. I think he got hit in the ear.
Yes, exactly. Maybe that's his weakest place.
His ear.
I think he's taking almost too many punches. After a couple more rounds of this, you got to wonder whether the fight should go on if it keeps going this way.
This is where Mares' inexperience really shows, you know what I mean? This is where he needs to be stepping it up, moving ahead and imposing his will. But he's satisfied just to, you know, do his boxing, relax.
Nice series by Mares, starting with the hooks to the body.
Throws a
that was low. Oh, and he hit Marchiano on his way down. That was a low blow.
Was it? I don't know how you could tell from where we were. Perhaps you had a better look at it.
I couldn't tell that one.
You okay? Keep your punches up, all right?
Okay,
and don't punch your boxer down. No, you didn't mean to, okay? Keep it up. You good? You good? You need more time?
I think from the angle, at least 2 seats over, I thought it might be low, but we'll have a replay at the end of the round to show it.
Yeah. Well, she says it was low, and
so you're gonna have to continue.
Marchiano is not the type of guy who's going to fake it. But
I don't know. It looked like it was on the belt line.
You ready?
We're gonna see.
Time in. Let's go.
So they return to action. Still no excuse for Mares throwing a punch as Marchiano went down.
Well, Mares probably thought it was, you know, it was a fair punch, so he was taking advantage of the situation.
Both guys keeping it on the belt line.
Somebody's hurt.
With a few to the thigh.
This is brutal.
Good left hand by Mares.
Mares needs to take that step to the side and throw that right hand.
Marchiano tries to respond.
Mares is punched out for the moment. Amazing how Marchiano came back from that battering.
Let him go, let him go. No punching, no punch. Come on, guys, come on. 5 seconds left. Come on, guys, come on.
Abner Mares hit Marchiano with just about everything. Possibly even a low blow in that round, and Marchiano stands to tell about it.
Come on, relax. Good, good. You did good. Gotta press him. No, don't worry, you're not bleeding. Come on, please. Yes, yes, I'm well. Working. We're gonna work.
Now we're gonna take a look at that low blow, which seems to be
right
on the belt line. It's funny, Marco was holding his cup, but it didn't hit him on his cup. But he got a little rest right there.
Well, maybe the shot to the stomach actually hurt him.
I think it did.
Here we get round number 7. Let's check in with Harold Letterman. Harold?
Okay, Bob. 59, 55, 5 rounds to 1, Abner Mares. I mean, he's hit the guy with everything but the kitchen sink. You got to give him credit for winning this fight on clean punching, on really, really nice ring generalship. I mean, I said that he gets hit when he goes up on the ropes, but Abner Mares has kept this fight beautifully in the middle of the ring and avoided getting hit, you know, with his legs, with really, really good movement, good ring generalship. And I got to make one quick comment. Lennox, you're the only British guy I've ever heard in my whole life who called it a mouthpiece. The rest of them called it a gum shield. 5-1 Abner Mares.
Feint jab coming from Mares, and Marchiano tagged him with the left hand.
Marchiano still applying that pressure. He's just stepping towards you. He's walking through everything. He likes to get hit.
He does?
Well, it seems like nothing's slowing him down. He's not saying, whoops, that hurt. He's just trying to get to Mares.
We're in the 7th round. Mares has never been past 8.
Well, and I'm sure he's never had to fight this hard for any number of rounds.
Again, the blood from the nose of Mares picks up.
Abner's throwing some good punches in there, great punches. He's doing effective punches, and he realized that he hurt Marco to the body, so that's where he's staying. He's staying to the body until he sees those hands drop. I'm sure he's going to throw some power hands over top.
Marchiano is getting the biggest purse of his career for this fight, around $25,000. I don't know how much of that will go to him, but he's earning every penny.
Larry, you mentioned earlier about the punishment that Marchiano's taken. You know, how much longer would you let it continue? But he seems to have enough to answer back that, you know.
Well, those are the rules of engagement, if you can still answer back. But sometimes fighters are too brave for their own good.
Left and then a right hand from Marchiano, and then a roundhouse right that caught Mares.
We're good. We're good. You're a little tired now.
This Tuesday night, tune in for the next installment of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the stories, a profile of Denver Nuggets coach George Karl and his son Kobe. Both have battled cancer, and the bond they've formed along the way has fortified a once rocky relationship. And on Friday night, catch the latest in our sports of the 20th century documentary series, Michigan versus Ohio State, the rivalry. This one-hour special takes a look at the storied history of college football rivalry that dates all the way back to the 1890s. You don't want to miss it.
Abner, where you can, hit the body, but don't exchange punches with him. Come on, you've got it won. This is your fight. You've got it won. And you're fighting against the ref.
Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano begin the 8th round in a fight that has been purely offensive. This is just the beginning. We've got what should be a tremendous main event as Johan Guzman defends his title against Humberto Soto.
Let him go.
Been no knockdowns in the fight.
Well, I see something really encouraging about a young fighter here in Mares, which is that he seems very relaxed, and he's just trying to sort of toss his punches. He's not overeager, just taking what he sees here late in the fight.
He throws great punches. I mean, you know, they're sharp, they're accurate. I wish he had a little more power behind that right hand. He needs to work on developing more power behind that right hand, and the left hook is a really money punch for him.
Well, he's not going to run into too many tougher guys than this.
No, this is a good test for him.
Mares is 21 years of age. He'll turn 22 on November the 28th.
Let him go. Don't punch.
Mares starts it off with the jab. He's used the left hook effectively. He's used most of his punches effectively. Marchiano comes back with the right hand.
Let him go, brother. Watch your head, keep your head up.
Oh.
Come on, stop. Don't turn around, it's all right, come on.
Well, there's the assertiveness, Larry, you mentioned of Sparkle Lee.
Right.
He said, don't turn around.
Right. He's not going to let him get away with that. There was nothing illegal about it. Of course, it might be a little better if she spoke Spanish. Maybe he'd get the message. But she speaks boxing, and he's supposed to speak boxing too.
Yeah, I'm sure he understood that.
End of the 8th. Still to come, our main event. Humberto Soto lacing up the gloves, going through his final preparations. He's going to challenge Johan Guzman for Guzman's 130-pound championship. Soto, all-action fighter. Very relaxed in our meetings with him yesterday. Felt very confident in challenging Johan Guzman tonight.
And there you see in the audience the famous and great Jake LaMotta, talking about guys who could take a punch. He's now 86 years old. A couple of other middleweights around, Carmen Basilio and Joey Giardello, one of my favorites. Both 80-ish. Still fighting the good fight.
I'm sure Jake's got pretty healthy respect for Marchiano and what he's taking in the ring tonight.
Well, Marchiano told us that his great-great-grandfather was an Italian immigrant to Argentina, where many Italians emigrated to in the 19th and early 20th century.
Don't punch. Come on, let him go. Listen, come on, don't choke him. Come on, let's go. Keep your head up there.
Marchiano just continues to stand right in front of Mares. Mares trying to move away. First time for Mares, he's been past the 8th round.
In Mares' corner, I'm surprised they don't have that nose problem sorted out yet.
Let him go.
Doesn't seem to be affecting him that much. Still being able to go about his work quite easily.
Good hook to the body.
And he sort of, interestingly, he's dialed it down a little bit. He's now just taking his time. He's boxing. He sees that this guy is not the type who's going to go. Maybe a body shot might do it, but he stopped trying to knock him out. He's just trying to win the fight now. And maybe the knockout will come.
I would love if Abner was a bit more fluid on his feet.
What do you mean by that?
When I say fluid on his feet, he doesn't really stay on his toes. He stays flat-footed to throw his punches.
Let him go. Don't punch.
He feels fine by walking around, stepping around, and you know, this is his style.
despite the punishment, Marchiano's still in there banging away, throwing his power shots. Oh, good right hand. Scored by Mares.
And Marco did the same thing to Mares, kind of set him up with a couple easy punches, then he put that accent on that last punch. And then Abner came back and just threw a couple flimsy jabs out there and then came back with a great right hand. There's that sharp punch combination. Always easier to throw against a guy that throws wild punches. And that's what can happen too. Both guys are punching in there, and the guy that's throwing those wild punches, he's going to get hit with the straighter punches, and that's what's going to affect him.
Well, I think this is a big step up for Mares, having to deal with a tough character like this across a long fight.
Time.
So far, he's done just fine.
Stretch your legs.
Make sure you keep that right hand up when you throw it, okay? Right hand.
Una repasada, pero ahí en el centro.
¿Estuvo bien?
Muy bien.
How was it? It was good. It was very good. You're winning. You gotta work it. You gotta work it. You feel this power? No, so let's work it. Let's work it, okay? Come on, can we go out and work? Can we go out? Yes.
Get set for the start of round number 10 for Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano. Marchiano's taking a lot of punishment, but just keeps charging forward. Let's get the scorecard of Harold Letterman. Harold?
Okay, Bob. 8 rounds to 1. 89-82, Abner Mares. Bob, the $64 question when it comes to scoring in this fight is, you know, should I have gone 10-8 rather than 10-9 in these rounds? I mean, there's no question that Abner Mares is winning virtually every round. The question is, does he deserve an extra point? I've been scoring these rounds 10-9 for Mares for the simple reason that Marchiano keeps coming back. I mean, the guy's incredible. He gets whacked with vicious shots and punches back. So, you know, I've been going 10-9, but if a judge scored one of these rounds 10-8 or 2 of these rounds 10-8, certainly I'd have no problem with it. 8-1 Abner Mares.
Harold, I don't think he needs any extra points. He's doing quite well each round.
Let him go, let him go. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Mentioned earlier, the 21-year-old Mares in the green. First time he's fought past 8 rounds. Accidental collision of heads, and Marchiano walked away.
Marchiano kind of helps the cause of the headbutt because he's coming straight in and his body's moving forward at the same time he's punching.
Come on, guys, come on, come on.
And there's nothing protecting his face.
Nice combination by Mares.
Mares seems like he's got more pep in his game right now. This is what I'm talking about, a little bounce in his step. What comes from a result of that is a good right hand. There it is.
There's not a mark on Marchiano.
You know, the worst marks he has, Larry, on his rib cage from the body shots, where the welts are. Mares is all marked up. He's had the blood coming from the nose since early in the fight.
That wasn't low, that wasn't low. Keep going, it wasn't that low.
Well, once once again, Marchiano tried to claim that the punch was low, and Sparkle said, ain't so.
5 seconds. Come on, guys.
Well, I mentioned Abner Mares, one of the young prospects in the Golden Boy stable earlier tonight in fights that took place earlier. Some other prospects, Rock Allen out of Philadelphia taking on Braulio Lopez in a scheduled 8-rounder. Rock Allen 11-0 with 7 knockouts from Philadelphia. Was able to knock Lopez around.
Yeah, well, as we noted earlier, Golden Boy made a very quick impact on boxing with its veteran fighters like Oscar and Hopkins and Mosley and Barrera, but now they've got to start developing some young ones. This is Demetrius Hopkins, the nephew of Bernard Hopkins, who's an undefeated junior welterweight, just as Rock Allen is, and both of them won tonight.
Yeah, he was taking on Enrique Colon, and it was Hopkins with the unanimous decision victory to improve to 28-0-1 out of Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Abner Mares in the green, 14-0, 9 knockouts, 21 years of age, fighting for the first time past 8 rounds. We're in the 11th against Damian Marchiano from Argentina in his first fight outside of his native land. Mares has had a very consistent work rate in this fight.
Not sure why they're going championship rounds. I guess there's some stupid belt that they're fighting for.
One thing to note is
everyone's got a belt. You and I have a belt.
Absolutely. You want a belt? Go to Saks Fifth Avenue, you can buy a belt.
let me tell you, you get paid more for going 12 rounds than 10 rounds. So that may have something to do with it.
Lennox brings the dollars and cents into it. Marchiano has shown an incredible chin, taking some vicious shots from Mares.
Marchiano needs a knockout right now, and I don't know what he's doing about it, but he's trying to get close to Abner. And you know, things he's been doing in the past few rounds still hasn't affected. I don't see how he's going to change his game plan unless he comes out with some really wild punches.
Oh, in his previous 17 fights, he had not recorded a knockout past the 8th round. He had been past 8 6 times. This is the 7th for Marchiano.
See right there, he threw his whole body into him. Now if he would have thrown his body in and his head would have been there, it would have been a headbutt.
Mares has done good work to the body in this fight. You like the array of punches that you've seen out of Mares?
Mares is throwing good combinations, and this is what he needs to do. I mean, this is what opens Marchi out for to get hit.
Left hand.
Keep going, it's here. It's here. Low blow. 1 point.
Oh, now Sparkle's taking a point away for a low blow.
1 point. Low blow. Keep it up. All right? 1 point. Come on, let's go. You good?
They've been warned earlier in the fight on that questionable low blow where Marchiano took a knee. Now a point has been deducted.
5 seconds, guys. Time.
So that is the end of the 11th round as Abner Mares loses a point for a low blow.
Right here. Last round, huh? Last round. Looking good.
Come on, throw. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Come on, close your eyes. And then you turn. Then you step, and you've got to give him a lecture. Give him a lesson, boxing lesson.
And here you see a left hook to the body, but it actually caught Marco low, but it wasn't Mares' fault because he was getting hit at the same time, and that's what happened. That's what can happen in this sport.
That's where the point was deducted in round number 11. 12th and final round for Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano. Still to come our main event. Johan Guzman defends his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. The 27-year-old Marchiano from Argentina has been a test for Mares in the respect that he has taken a lot of punishment but keeps coming forward.
I wonder how Marchiano's kidneys are going to be for the next couple of weeks.
Sure, they're not going to feel so good. He's taken tremendous body shots.
I don't recall any fighter absorbing this amount of punishment recently. Perhaps Andrade did when he fought Miguel Kessler.
Yeah, when we were in Denmark.
Good combination by Mares, and there's that right hand. And he hit him with like a 5-punch combination. It was crazy.
Well, that was the first time Marchiano held on for the whole fight.
He had to because he's on his way out. And it's still kind of bandy-legged.
Let him go, don't punch, don't punch.
Plenty of time to go in the 12th. Maybe Mares can finish him off and put an exclamation point on it.
Well, for somebody who's never gone 8, he's gone 12 hard.
It's a great point, Larry. 12 hard, not just 12.
Marchiano's doing some moving around the ring. That's kind of unusual for a man that is losing a fight and needs a knockout to win.
Looked like more of survival than anything else.
Trading shots.
Here in the 12th round. Been like this from the beginning.
And Marchiano, he's tired and hurt.
Don't punch, let him go, let him go, let him go. Come on, let's go.
It's a hard game.
Well, that right to the ear had Marchiano off balance. Mares steps in with a right.
Let him go, don't punch. Let him go, come on, let him go. Let the brother go, come on.
Marchiano's taken some punishment tonight.
Well, you want to root for him to be able to go these last seconds because he's paid dearly for it. He's earned it.
There's the bell to end it. Wow. The punch volume was tremendous. Abner Mares dealt with blood from his nose. Marchiano sort of celebrating as if he won. Well, I guess it is a victory that he lasted 12 rounds.
Yeah, he just wants approval from the crowd.
Well, it does go the distance. Let's take a look at the judges who are scoring this fight. Robert Grasso, 2 title fights in his career. In the Mayorga fight, he had it a draw when the stoppage came. George Hill, 9 title fights. Notable, the Klitschko decision over Peter. He had Klitschko ahead of that one. And Anthony Perez, no title fights. First notable fight on his resume will be Mares and Damian Marchiano. Let's take a look at Harold Letterman's scorecard and how Harold had it. 118-108.
That's a tough fight to score, Bob. You know, I got to point out to you, Tony Perez was a referee for many, many years. I mean, a really great referee. This is a guy that worked Joe Frazier and Jimmy Ellis, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, 2 at Madison Square Garden, Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner, one of the toughest fights to referee. So Tony Perez certainly fits in as a judge tonight.
I agreed with you too, Harold. That last round, 10-8, even though Marchiano did not go down, he was hurt badly, and Mares really stepped it up.
Papi, mami, te amo, gorda, te amo. I Dale, Acelén, lo quiero mucho.
Vamos, Damian, Vamos que corrió los dos.
Very emotional, Damian Marchiano. Well, how did the judges have it scored? The man holding those cards, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Borgata of Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Robert Grasso and George Hill both scored the bout. 118-109. Tony Perez has it 117-109. All to the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated and still NABO Bantamweight Champion Abner Mares.
So Abner Mares with a unanimous decision victory in this fight, as boy, he had to work for the first time in his career. He goes past 8 rounds. He has to go 12 in this fight, but he wins a unanimous decision victory. As we take a look at some of the final punch numbers in this fight, and the final punch stats for Abner Mares and Damian Marchiano. You see that over 1,000 punches thrown by Mares. He landed at an incredible 45% in this fight. And he did a tremendous job with his power punches in this fight, as well as he was able to pummel Marchiano. He actually hurt him in the final round. As you look at the power number, 60% over the balance of the fight. He threw 29 more, but as you can see, he landed appreciably more. 220 more power shots landed in this fight. So he comes up with the victory tonight, unanimous decision victory over Damian Marchiano here in Atlantic City, New Jersey.